Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, Homestead in the Desert. And yeah, we got overcast skies all day today. Just really looking like it's going to be stormy everywhere. Just totally stormy, overcast weather. But I decided that I should show you the benefit of amorphous panels. All right, so let's move on in. And here we are, overcast skies, 13.3, 13.4. Yep, so we're doing really well. And up here, got 13.1 in both of those up there. And down here it says 12.9. But this one's got a bad connector, so that's still it's all within a tenth of a volt of each other. So that's what I'm getting on an overcast day. And as you can see, the panel light is on, so the panels are charging, and I'm bringing in 93.7 volts on a 191 watts with 14.3 amps, and that's not bad. It's got my batteries up to par, and a couple of times when the panels got thin, I mean the panels, when the clouds got thin, there was a little extra sunlight coming through. But those fluffy clouds all along the edge there, looking pretty nasty. And I want to show you my amorphous out here. Okay, so here I have 6 of them. These are at 305 watts each. So that's 1,830 watts. Okay, this set has got cracked, but it's still working just fine. These are Harbor Freight 100. That's 100 watts right there. That one's 100 watts. And up here I got 2 more sets of Harbor Freights for 200 more watts. So that's 4 here. And then up there on the unit, that's 45 watts. And up there on top, I've got 75 watts. So we'll just call that 100 watts total up there. Okay. So you can see that the blue lights are on. So these are actually charging, even though it looks like it's going to rain. All right. So that's the advantage of amorphous panels. Even on a nasty, cold, overcast day, we still have charging going into the batteries. And I like that. Now, we're supposed to have a major wind event with this storm that's coming in. And it's supposed to start, well, it was supposed to start not until early tomorrow morning, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But it looks like it's going to get here a little bit sooner. Although this is supposed to be a slow-moving storm. So that's why we're supposed to get so much rain. Now, the reports that I've been reading the last day or so have been saying that all of the specialists and the scientists and the meteorologists are all saying that the high desert is going to get the majority of this. So we're looking forward to that. I'm hoping that I get some good water down my stream and into my pond. So I got my umbrella ready right by the inside of the cabin door so that I could go inside and or come outside when the rains are hitting. If I see some flooding going on, we'll take a walk over to the pond and see how it's doing. I just picked up eggs, and like I said, this is time of year where it's been cold at night, and the chickens are a little on the stress side because of the cold, but they're laying, egg laying goes off. So 2 days I got, in this one I got 14 eggs. So normally I'm getting 24 in 2 days. So there is a little drop off there. All right, so today I transferred all of the water out of these corner water catchment barrels down to the garden house totes and fill those up. And then I got my totes fixed yesterday here, and I got the overflow hose running and going into this tote. So as those fill up, they're going to fill this one up first because I've got the valve open right there. And both of these are tied together with a manifold. And for those of you who want to do this tie together with a manifold, take my word for it. Don't go cheap and buy 1 inch or 3/4 inch pipe to tie the two together. It does not transfer enough water fast enough to make it worth your while. So if you're going to do it, go up to 1.5 inch or 2 inch. Now, the 1.5 inch worked out just right for me because I had some of the fittings already. But if I'm going to do any more of them, it will all be 2 inch. I won't have to use that reducer bushing going into the no-hub coupler where I connect it to the tank. I can just go straight in with a piece of 2 inch pipe. And then I can have this tied together with 2 inch. And that'll give me a lot of transfer volume between the two. And if I put the water truck's hose in here in one of these and he starts filling this up, this one will be full and that one will be 1/4 full. So it really doesn't pay to try to cut back on your expenses. Go all the way and go up to 2 inch. The valves on these things work with a 2 inch no-hub coupler just right. So there's my opinion on the subject. Okay, so I got all the animals fed, Tomcat and the chickens. I've got plenty of food and water so they can hunker down through the rains and that stuff. And I'll show you something else as we move up this way towards the pallets. I was giggling to myself earlier because where it says don't pick here, I was going to write on the board below it, your nose. You remember, you can pick your nose and you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Oh boy. All right. So in here, we need light. So I've been in here working today, doing a few things, getting some of my gold panning stuff and prospecting stuff put together. These brushes I use to clean caked on dirt off of rocks. There's my little rock hammer. I dressed up the point on it so that I can get picky. There's my pick right here. I dressed up the point on it, and the handle kept coming loose on this because out here in the desert in the dry heat during the summer, the wood shrinks. And I can keep soaking it in a bucket of water, but I made a wedge right there, and I drove the wedge in, and that should lock it in pretty good. There's no rattle, it's as solid as can be. So working out here today, it was a little on the chilly side, because it's only gotten up to about maybe 50 degrees all day. So here's my homemade potbelly stove that I made out of a propane tank. I made this years ago, and you can find it on some of my older videos. Go back a couple of years back on it, like the in the beginning videos and that. And you'll see where I made this thing when I lived down in Tustin. And I welded a metal plate on the top so I could actually use it to heat water and things like that. And this thing really puts out some heat. So right now I'm standing here and I can feel the heat coming off this thing. And it's almost too hot for my legs, but there we go. There's the fire inside. And then I've got these little vents. Let's see where my camera is. Okay, I got these little vent units right there, so I can flip those up out of the way and let more air in if I want to bring the heat up. And that lever down there, that's where the valve of the propane tank used to be. I took the valve out, of course, and I made that thing swivel so that I can close off that bottom hole or open it up. And that lets air in from the bottom, which helps the fire burn and keep warm. Now this thing is, I should have brought my contactless thermometer in here. I'll show you, this thing is probably right now putting off about 700 or 800 degrees right at this point. It's pretty hot, and I'm going to move back a little bit because it's warming my legs a little too much. Yeah, that's because I'm in shorts, of course. No, but I don't have my flip-flops on. I do have tennis shoes on with socks. It was a little chilly this morning when I got up. It was in the 30s. But yeah, I could feel the moisture in the air. Looks like it's going to be a wet one in the next whole day. It's supposed to be all day tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. And they actually, the first time I saw that for this area, right where I am, the meteorologists are saying there's a 90% chance of heavy rains here. And that's what I like to hear, because we haven't had any rain in the whole last rainy season. And I did predict that this was going to be a really wet season. And it looks like if this comes through like it's supposed to, I may be right. Because we're supposed to get this storm. It's really going to give us a good soaking tomorrow. And then we've got another one coming, something like Thursday and Friday. So that's what I want to see. Get some water built up here. I want to see my totes overflowing. I don't mind if the water is overflowing and it's running on the ground, because what I do is I take the covers off the tops of the totes, and I get a big pole down in there and I stir it up, and any algae that's in there will come up to the top and float out as the units are being filled by the rainwater. So I can get rid of a bunch of algae that way. One other thing is I did find my other set of magnifiers, and it has one set of magnifiers in it, but they're really dirty. So I'm going to take those in and wash them at the kitchen sink with the next load of dishes, because I don't use a lot of wasted water to wash one dish, when I could put a ½ an inch of water in the bottom of the sink and wash a whole bunch of dishes all at once, and then just use most of the water to rinse the soap off. And that saves me a lot of water, so I last a lot longer on my water supply. All right, so anyway, that's what I've been doing. And I did find some more tools, and I had a bucket with one of these bucket pouches in. I was going to set that bucket pouch up for prospecting, where I could put all kinds of things in the pouch in. And then I said to myself, what are you, nuts? You don't want to carry all that extra weight with you out there. What's wrong with you? I did also find this unit. This is a night vision scope, and it's got infrared on it and all of that. Ooh, I got my hand dirty. Oh, my hands are dirty. But yeah, this is really good. I've used this thing. There you go. I've used this thing as battery powered and all of that. And I've used it out in the desert before, and a quarter mile away, I could see a coyote in the darkness on a night without a moon. This is actually something that they were selling after the Cold War. The Russians were selling a lot of stuff in the United States, and that was one of the items that the Russian Secret Service, or the KGB, used to use for surveillance. I also at that time bought a 9x18 Makarov, and it wasn't one made in Yugoslavia or anything like that. This one was actually a Russian Makarov, and I'm telling you, I have never seen a little handgun like that with a short little 2.5 inch, 2 3/8 inch long barrel, accurate out to 100 yards. It's just amazing. But apparently that was what the Russian pilots carried for a survival gun, and it only carried 8 rounds in the magazine, so they had 2 magazines with them, and that gun, and a little cleaning rod that came right in the holster itself, and they had to make 16 rounds last during a wartime issue, so they made them super accurate. Really nice. All right, everybody, that's all I have for today. This is G Bear reminding you, thumbs up down there. Don't forget to share and subscribe. G Bear signing off.